sense of West Africa's investment world. This podcast is brought to you by Daba, your most comprehensive platform for investing in African stocks, bonds, and managed funds. You can download the Daba app on your favorite Google and Apple app stores. We are kicking off a brand new week, and the BRVM started in red territory. But don't worry, there's good news. Several standout stocks posted strong gains, showing that opportunities remain even when the broader market is under slight pressure. Let's dive into the details. Top gainers. We'll start with the winners of the day. First, NEI-CEDA Côte d'Ivoire surged by 7.14%, closing at 600 francs a CFA. This is a meaningful rebound for a stock that has been down about 20% since the beginning of the year. For investors, such a rebound may indicate that the publishing and distribution sector is finding its footing. In practical terms, that means companies that supply school books, educational material, and distribution channels could be seeing renewed demand, which could translate into stronger earnings in the months to come. Next, Uniwax Côte d'Ivoire delivered another impressive performance, climbing 4.93% to end the day at 745 francs CFA. Since January, Uniwax has surged more than 81%. That makes it one of the year's true leaders. For investors, it signals the resilience of the textile industry in West Africa. Think about school uniforms, traditional fabrics, and exports across the region. This growth shows that consumer spending, at least in specific niches, remains strong. In third place, Setao Côte d'Ivoire gained 4.03%, closing at 645 francs CFA. Year to date, the stock has risen more than 43%. This is tied to infrastructure projects and construction activity across the region. For investors, this shows that demand for construction and civil engineering remains strong, backed by public works and private projects. Secor Côte d'Ivoire also performed well, rising 3.79% to close at 3,525 francs CFA. The stock has still declined about 14% year to date, but this daily move indicates that buyers are returning. For those seeking opportunities, this could signal the early stages of a potential turnaround. Finally, Senegal Côte d'Ivoire posted a 3.16% rise, finishing at 1,305 francs CFA. With a year-to-date increase of more than 25%, Senegal continues to attract investor confidence. It shows that industrial firms producing cables and infrastructure-related products are benefiting from the regional economic expansion. Top losers. Of course, not every stock ended in green. The largest drop came from Ecobank Transnational Incorporated, closing at 16 francs CFA after falling 5.8%. This move leaves the stock flat year to date. For investors, the key message is that large Pan-African banks remain highly exposed to macroeconomic risks and regulatory environments across several markets. It's a reminder that banking stocks can move quickly in response to news flow. TotalEnergies marketing. Côte d'Ivoire also posted a sharp decline, down 4.84% to close at 2,455 francs CFA. The stock is down nearly 2% since January, reflecting tighter margins in the fuel distribution sector. Rising operational costs and fluctuations in oil prices continue to put pressure on distributors like TotalEnergies. Ecobank Côte d'Ivoire lost 2.38%, finishing at 11,705 francs CFA. Still, year-to-date, the stock is up more than 33%. This shows that while daily pullbacks occur, the overall trajectory for Ivorian banks remains positive thanks to strong earnings and increased lending activity. Vivo Energy Côte d'Ivoire shed 2.13%, closing at 1,150 francs CFA. Despite this drop, the stock is still up more than 30% for the year. That highlights the ongoing strength of energy distribution in Côte d'Ivoire, though near-term volatility remains. Finally, BC Côte d'Ivoire slipped 1.48% to 16,000 francs CFA. Even with that decline, the bank has gained 14% this year. For long-term investors, this is a normal correction after a strong rally. Market indexes. Let's now turn to the broader market. The BRVM Composite Index closed at 317.51 points, down 0.48% for the session. Still, the index is up 15% so far this year. This means that despite a red start to the week, the market continues to post solid long-term growth. The BRVM 30 Index, which tracks the 30 largest companies, also slipped, down 0.51% to 154.1 points. Year to date, it remains up 11%. The BRVM Prestige Index, which includes flagship companies, fell 0.67% to 131.24 points, yet it is still up 14% since January. The Principal Board dipped 0.36%, while the Prestige Board lost 0.67%. For investors, this shows that the market remains fundamentally bullish over the year, but experiences daily sectoral fluctuations. This is typical of an active, maturing market. Short-term red days do not erase strong upward momentum across several months. Sector context. Looking at the sectors, we see mixed performances. The industrial sector rose 0.98%, supported by stocks like Setao and Senegal. This reflects strong demand for construction and manufacturing, which are key drivers of job creation and infrastructure in West Africa. The consumer discretionary sector gained 0.62%, boosted by Uniwax. For everyday investors, this means that households continue to spend on clothing, textiles, and lifestyle products, even when inflation puts pressure on budgets. The energy sector, however, fell 2.67% as TotalEnergies and Vivo energy weighed on the index. This demonstrates the sector's vulnerability to global oil price volatility and operational challenges in distribution. Financial services dropped 0.70%, driven by the declines in Ecobank shares. Still, year-to-date, this sector remains up more than 21%, underscoring the resilience of regional banks. Bond market. Turning now to the bond market, the session was particularly active, with more than 77 billion francs CFA traded. Malian sovereign bonds led the activity, with several 10-year issues trading at 10,000 francs CFA and offering coupon rates above 6%. These bonds remain attractive to investors seeking yield and stability, even as the Malian economy navigates challenges. Senegalese government bonds also recorded strong activity, particularly the 10-year and 8-year maturities, with coupons ranging from 6% to 7%. For institutions, these securities offer predictable returns and lower volatility compared to equities. Burkina Faso bonds also saw demand, with several 10-year issues trading around 10,000 francs CFA and offering coupon rates above 6%. Importantly, investors should note the upcoming listing of the CRHUE-MOA social bond, which will debut in early September with a 6% coupon and a maturity out to 2040. This is not just a financial instrument, it is also a tool for impact. Proceeds will help fund housing and inclusion across the WEIMU region, combining stable returns with social development. What this means for investors. So, what does all of this mean for you as an investor? First, the top gainers show that even on days when indexes fall, individual stocks can deliver strong results. That highlights the importance of diversification. Putting all your funds in one sector exposes you to risk, but spreading across different sectors allows you to capture growth opportunities. Second, the strong sectors like industrials and consumer discretionary reflect a healthy regional economy. For entrepreneurs and young graduates, this means that job opportunities and consumer demand remain robust in West Africa. Third, the bond market provides stability. With yields of 6% to 7%, government bonds remain an attractive alternative for conservative investors who want predictable income. For pension funds, insurers, or even retail investors seeking safe returns, bonds are a core part of the strategy. Conclusion and call to action. The key message is simple. Even when the week starts in red, the BRVM remains full of opportunities, both in equities and in bonds. To turn this information into actionable investment decisions, you need the right tools. That's where Daba Pro makes a difference. With Daba Pro, you receive weekly stock recommendations, exclusive in-depth analysis, privileged data, and reduced fees when you invest. With Daba Pro, you don't just follow the markets, you stay ahead of them. That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to the Daba Markets Talk podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another update. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating, follow us, and share with friends. Remember, this information is for educational purposes. Always do your own research or consult with a financial advisor before making investment decisions. And download the Daba app on your App Store to start investing in African stocks, bonds, and manage portfolios through your phone and find other helpful content. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing your financial knowledge.